Okay, this is a video to introduce VR Vex. So how do you do VR Vex? So you open up your browser and you type in vrvex.com, I believe, and you're set up with this. So it gives you a welcome thing. There's a login, but I haven't created an account yet. I don't know what the point of the account is. It kind of gives you an idea of how many different playing fields that they have. And the whole intent of this is to use a little virtual robot to gain some understanding of how to program using essentially a Scratch-like programming language. So we're going to hit the student thing. It is highlighting that these are the blocks, the toolbox, and we'll see what's next. This is the start, so this is the beginning, and you take the blocks and you move it, and they click in. They have to click in. If they don't click in, then it won't work. To run your project, you have to hit the start button over here. You need to select the playground. I think we're going to start with just a blank canvas. And then to save it, maybe that's why you have to log in, but we'll see about that later. If you need help, you can do a right click on any one of the blocks and it'll give you information about the block, so that's pretty handy. And then there's examples. I would ask you not to hand in any examples. I think that that's not in the spirit of what we're doing here. And I'll probably be able to recognize that that's what you did, and come and sort of see if you can recreate it on the spot. Okay, there's tutorials if you click on that, and learning. I haven't used that function yet. And if you're going to use a different language, that would be the one to do it. And if you're displaying to a screen, then you would open up this sort of display, and then feedback, and I think we're done at this point. So let's select a playground. These ones seem to be a license required for them, so we're going to start with this one here. One thing to note is that there's a hide function, and I think you could even close it and then open it up again. So if you closed it, look for it again, it's just the art canvas is what we're going to look at first. Okay, so we will keep it closed right now. We'll go back. You can move this. I think you can. This is scrolling up and down. When you click on these are the logic ones. So if I wanted to do a repeat, then I would put in a repeat, and this would be the number of times that it would repeat. If I want to go drivetrain, this is forward, but it's not a distance, so we typically use the forward with how many millimeters that we're going. So I want to go forward, we'll use the default, and then we're going to turn right. Now this is 90 degrees, so if you chose this one here, it would just keep turning right. And I think to get rid of it, you just put it back in the toolbox. So this one would turn right 10 times. Let's make a box. So we'll change that to 4. And then after it goes 4 times, then it stops. We might want to change the order of this. Actually, no, we can't. If you want to make changes, you can take it out and then move it around. Okay, let's run this program and see what happens. We're going to go back to our playground. We're going to select Art Canvas. And we're going to hit play, and we get it to move in a little box. So you can hit stop, you can rewind it, and then you can play again. You can change the views. So that's from the robot's perspective. This is kind of from behind, I guess. And then this is what we had before, which is above. This is kind of a fun one. One thing we'll do before is we'll go to the drawing thing, and we'll go pen down, and then we'll run it again. Let's see if you can run it from here. So this time we have a marker, and we basically drew a box. We can close that. We can increase this to, I don't know, 600. Let's look from above. And if we hit play, it doesn't clear the screen. And I think the whole field is 2400 for some reason. I haven't done this for a few years, but that's basically what you get. For this first assignment, I want you to play around with the degrees and the distances, and you can do pen up and pen down. For example, you could go do the pen up here. I think we're still counting down. If that timer's running, you're still running the program. So we'll go pen up. We're facing this way, so let's go with a left turn. So we'll go back to drive. We're going to do, actually we're going to do a turn first. I want it to get away. So I want to do a left turn. So let's say that we're going to go left turn 90. And we'll do just a small little, you can go inches too, I guess. Let's do 20. And then what we'll do, ooh, this is going to be weird because I didn't make another repeat loop. Let's go back to logic and let's grab another loop. We'll change this to 1, which is kind of a cheat because if, well, you could, I guess it's not a cheat. So it only repeats once. There's probably another one of these yellow things that would do that. And then we can move stuff into, actually let's take it to the side and we'll take it apart. We have to go from the bottom, I guess. Take them apart, move them in. So the first thing we're going to do is go pen down. We're going to change this to 4. And then we're going to bring this back in. And then we will go, so that will make the shape that we have, the big box. And then we want to do another repeat, and we can click it in right here. We're going to change this to 4. And in between it, we're going to go, we'll change this to pen up. We want it to go to the left because I want to separate these two shapes. So this will turn 90 degrees and then go a little bit further forward. And then I think we could copy this. I don't know, it did. So it copied the whole group of things, which is kind of fun. And then we're going to basically draw something over here. Let's just run it. We're going to hit the reset, so that clears it. We're going to run it. We're going to see what happens. That's usually the best way. You get thinking and you're like, okay, what's going on here? That went a little further than I thought it was going to be. But that's the shape that I wanted, actually. So I'm going to stop it. I'm going to change this to a bigger number. Let's go 60. And then I'm going to refresh the screen and I'm going to run it again. You can see that there might be a few unnecessary movements. So I wanted to separate it. So that's my separation. Okay, so that's exactly what I wanted. It's kind of shocking, but I want you to play around with sort of pen up, pen down, make a few shapes. You can do hexagons, you could do triangles, you can do whatever you want. Anyways, just show me that you can sort of get an idea of how to make this happen. We're going to use this as the first playground, and you're going to be creative and hand something in. So good luck, have fun with that.